All right, everyone, major breaking news. Believe it or not, Amazon hires people to listen in to your Alexa conversations. There are some people who never speculated this could possibly be happening. Trust me, if they're able to make money off something, they're doing it. That's why smartphone users are being tracked constantly. It's like some of it's alarmism. I'll tell you, and I'm not justifying spying because I hate all forms of surveillance. But let me just put it plainly. It's like years ago when, in the zeitgeist era and stuff, people were like, oh my god, the RFID is coming, the real ID, and tagging people. We're basically going to have barcodes in our heads and stuff. It's like the mark of the beast. You will be tracked everywhere. You won't be able to do anything without your slave chip or something. And then people started buying up smartphones. I'm like, how fucking totally, terribly ironic it is that people don't realize that this is basically the dystopian device they were worried about, only they became addicted to it because they thought everything was voluntary. Now all of a sudden you find there are websites you can't use without, basically mobile. Like you can't use it standalone like on a desktop and stuff. Although Windows has developed apps, they all happen to be tied in with Cortana. I wonder why that exactly is. People voluntarily submitted themselves to be tracked constantly. Even if your phone is off, you're being tracked unless you're using a really old, like a fucking 10-year-old BlackBerry or some crazy shit like that. Yeah, it operates, it's not even on a G network at that point. It's like, the dial-up phone experience, I suppose. But you voluntarily get tracked around where you go. If you're dumb enough to have a digital home assistant, and I hate to say it, for you out there who have these digital home assistants, what are you doing with your life? I'm going to pay a bunch of money for this robot to occasionally talk to me to do what I could fucking do with the click of a button anyway. You don't need any of these digital home assistants. And the fact is that yes, you will be spied on through them. I have no doubt. I'm sure that this is a conspiracy theory now that, like Project Echelon, will eventually be recognized as true. Guaranteed. I guarantee you that there is a huge amount of data gathering going on that you don't even know is happening now. If they're listening into conversations and hiring thousands of people in the third world to listen into your conversations, they've got algorithms doing the same. They're probably partnered with Google and doing that as well. Maybe Microsoft, they've got their own assistants, however, as well. And what they'll do is there are certain words that'll trigger a sort of silent recording process. And when that happens, they will then look into it manually. And if they think that it's worrisome, like they hear you talking about the wrong thing, and they think you might be engaged in crime or terrorism or something, yeah, they're giving that info over to the government, probably multiple governments. It's totally legal for them to do so. They're not government agencies. They're only heavily subsidized, largely taxpayer subsidized through the tax structure, actually. They certainly take government contracts and partner with governments, but for some reason, the liberals don't think they should be bound by the First and Fourth Amendments. That's the other thing that I find funny. The battle against censorship and the battle for privacy are joined at the hip. A lot of people see them as separate instances. What I would say is, you don't need a digital home assistant. But if you get one, and I mean, some people are like, well, I need it for planning and stuff. Like, I don't know how to use a calendar. I don't know how to write. I'm basically losing my ability to do anything meaningful in the world, so I just surround myself with computers constantly. If you feel you need one, yeah, get ready for the fact that you're going to be spied on. Don't fucking complain about it and act surprised. People are acting surprised about this. Oh my God, I had no clue that this thing that explicitly exists to listen to what I'm saying and respond to me for electronic purposes is listening to me and responding to me, and at the same time is also listening and allowing other people to listen in through it like a fucking microphone. I had no clue that this would happen. I guarantee down buried in the terms of service it says that anyway, but people are too lazy to read them. Now that's I'm not going to be a hypocrite because who reads the full terms of service? You wouldn't even want to use any product at this point if you did read the terms of service. Any electronic in the world made after maybe the late 90s or something is like, yes, this product can spy on you, it can assassinate you. Your firstborn children belongs to our company, and we can assess you a fee of $10 million anytime we want for any reason. By the way, our name is Rumpelstiltskin. That's basically how terms of service have devolved into. Blaming Amazon for your own voluntary choice to use a product you knew existed to spy on you is pretty funny. It's like I've got Windows 10, which, by the way, is basically Windows 7 plus spyware. You can certainly take steps to make it more secure, but yeah, Cortana is always there. Technically speaking, it's always listening to you, even if you've disabled it. Now, there are ways around that, but for the most part, unless you want to delve more deeply into cybersecurity, it's going to stay there. and take care of the more topical problems. But I think the least dystopian thing is, oddly enough, the real ID system that, you know, everyone wanted to impose. A lot of states never bothered to go along with it, and almost all of them still offer the non-real ID because there's no benefit to it. It just costs more. There's literally no benefit. Like here, they'd say, oh, do you want the real ID? Just a standard ID. And it's like, well, standard. I can still fly with it. Congress is never going to impose that restriction. What the fuck else do I need it for? Yes, I really want this radio tag, you know, around with me at all times where some fucking scammer or something could potentially pick up on that info. They do with credit cards and shit. They should just use the old magnetic strip system anyway. It's, you know, isn't it more secure, I think? You have wallets now that are literally marketed as their sort of RFID containing. It's like a little Faraday cage for all of your different government issued, de facto government issued IDs and so forth, including through the financial system. Yeah, your debit card is basically a slave chain too. But I mean, what are you gonna do? It's the price we pay for civilization, is giving away chunks of ourselves endlessly in order to gain more convenience for our eventual robot overlords, I suppose. People complaining about this. Oh my God, this product that literally exists as a microphone is acting as a microphone. My data is being sold to another country. Oh, I'm so surprised. It's like on Facebook, it's like, yes, for years, it's like, yes, Zuckerberg, we love you. You're so wonderful. Ha, ha, ha. He respects privacy and shit. He'd totally never make money because money is, you know, a driving force behind every fucking tech firm. He would totally never bundle this data together and very, very shrewdly, I will admit, decide to take that bundled data and sell it in chunks under contract to companies so he could sell the same data 100 times. He would never get the bright idea of doing that, by the way, allowing him to discount the price of that data very easily because he can resell it so many times, and so he can outcompete everyone else in the tech world who has similar data. I'm sure Google is kicking itself in the ass that it didn't think of that bundling process earlier. They've just been giving it out more openly. It's like, here's our new analytics tool and stuff like that. You know. Digital assistants. Yeah, no thanks. My refrigerator needs to listen to me. I need to be able to shout across the house like I've got, you know, a mentally disabled dog that I've got to summon over and tell it to make some crushed ice for me so that I can slam down some more Jack and forget about my miserable robotic existence. Dude, I'm a YouTuber. I'm enough of a cyborg already. I don't want a digital assistant. I barely want a smartphone. I'm going to have no choice but to get one at this point because, again, there are so many things that now require it for so many purposes. But I mean, I'm not going to carry it around all day with me and be... Some people, they just can't put it down. It's like they can't see the forest through the trees. In fact, they can't see the forest or the trees. They're too busy fucking Instagramming the trees and looking at it through a screen all day. Oh, it was so wonderful. Oh, yeah, did you see that bird? No, I was taking a picture of this fucking mushroom or something. Rather sad. Well, amazing. Incredible. That's about all. Peace out.